Good day there once again viewers, your mate Kamikaze78 here, coming to you guys with some more World of Warships content. Today my friends, we're going to be going over update 0.7.4 that recently hit the live servers on the 26th of the 4th. There's a lot happening in this update, from individual ship adjustments, the reintroduction of ranked battles, some community contributor support in the game, the overhaul of the unsportsmanlike punishment system, and quite possibly the most significant change of them all, the rework of the matchmaker system. Well, it would be significant if it worked, but more on that in a few seconds here. Yeah, as I said before, a lot happening in this update, with even more on top of what I just listed here. But I'm of course not going to have enough time to go through each and every little tidbit of this update, so the patch notes are going to be linked in the description down below for you guys to have a look at in your own time if you want a more comprehensive overview of the update. But anyway, we've got a lot to cover in this video, so let's quickly dive into the patch notes and see what happened in update 0.7.4. So first and foremost, the matchmaker overhaul. What is it? How's it going to impact the game? And what are my thoughts on it? Well, basically, the overhaul aims to level out the playing field of matches by not only matching up ships tier for tier and class for class, but also for model, if you will. The matchmaker will now attempt to mirror the teams as far as ship composition is concerned, so that say an Atlanta queues up for a battle, another Atlanta will be placed on the opposing team to level out the capabilities of each team. This whole change is designed to address situations where teams end up being short on certain ship capabilities in comparison to the opposing team. Some of the more key examples would include where a team has 3 radar ships while the other team has none, or when one team has 3 gunboat destroyers whereas the other team has only torpedo heavy destroyers, thus giving one team a huge disadvantage when it comes to contesting capture points. Now obviously there is a concern that needs to be addressed when it comes to the matchmaking waiting time, and how this system will potentially lengthen waiting times, especially if a player is playing in a very niche ship, something that is a lot less popular by, comparison to the norm. Thankfully, that will be alleviated by the fact that the matchmaker will return to its original logic if a player has been waiting longer than 3 minutes for a game. Now, as a result of that failsafe, I'm actually yet to see a game where the new system has actually had an impact. Considering that we are already 2 days into the match being live, that probably isn't a very confident way to say that the system is working as intended. It sounds as though this so-called failsafe is actually working against the system by relying too heavily on old logic to ensure that everyone gets a game quickly, so I'm not entirely sure if the system is working as intended right now, but I don't know, we'll see an official statement from Wargaming. But in theory, and I do have some theory crafting to do about the system. I know I said I haven't played much of it yet, or any of it yet, should I say, but I do have some theory crafting to do about the system, because I'm in two minds about the whole idea. Now yes, I do like the idea of fairer games in theory. There have been plenty of occasions where I've been in a destroyer or a smoke-heavy ship like a British cruiser, or any sort of stealth-orientated ship, and have literally thought to myself as soon as loading into the game, oh for fuck's sake, when I see 3+ radar ships on the enemy team to our 0, or 3 Conquerors to our 0, the last thing I want is to be in a Montana and burn to death from the raining hellfire of 3 Conquerors. And trust me, that's happened before. You get the idea. But on the flip side, when the system doesn't see huge sways of power in the teams, I actually enjoy the idea of, ships in a game having to take on each other asymmetrically. The idea that each and every game is different just based off of what ships are in the game, I feel is what makes World of Warships interesting. And it's not just about what ships are in the game, it's about what ships are versing each other and how they have to go about adjusting their strategy to go ahead and actually win those battles. It isn't just about who can aim the best entirely. Sometimes it comes down to positioning, strategy, and above all else, countering the vessels you're taking on. Whether that be baiting them into your torpedoes, forcing them to overextend towards your team, or position in such a way that sees them incredibly weakened by comparison to you. As I said before, I haven't seen the system in action yet, so I could be throwing this thing out of proportion entirely, but in my mind, any concern is worth voicing just in case it's actually something that becomes a reality. Now, beyond the matchmaker system, other improvements were made to another back-end system of the game, that being the unsportsmanlike punishment system. We've all dealt with it before: a team killer, early quitter, AFK, and everything else in between that is just annoying as hell. Hell, even just a bad player who really just doesn't know how to play their ship role. Again, it's annoying as hell. Well, now there is a more thorough system for dealing out punishments for these troublesome players. It now works on a warning/punishment system that will see players removed from accessing certain game modes until they can be proven innocent once again. If a player commits any kind of violations regularly, they will receive the pink status, which will act as a warning. And I think it's safe to say that we've all well and truly become familiar with the pink status. Some of us may have even, claimed it for a certain time frame. Guilty as charged. But it basically acts as a warning system to the entire lobby to say that, hey, this player is troublesome, and it will also see them take increased damage from damaging allied ships. If they continue to offend while in this pink status, however, they will now be given an orange status, and will be restricted from playing all kinds of game modes bar co-op and clan battles. Now, in order to lose this status, the player will need to play a certain amount of matches in co-op or clan battles without any violations in order to access other game modes again. If the user regains access to other game modes and continues to offend, they will be punished not only faster, but more severely, seeing them needing to complete more innocent battles in co-op and clan battles before being able to return to the more standard issue battlefield. Overall, it sounds as though Wargaming have made efforts to really knuckle down on shitty play from players, especially considering how much of an impact it has on the enjoyment of the game. Yes, to that one DD that torpedoed me a couple days ago while I was in my Montana, fuck you in particular, I hope you got served righteously with this system. Now, within update 0.7.4, the World of Warships Community Contributor Program is also getting a little bit of a facelift here in this update, with, an all-new container coming to the game that is capable of netting some pretty decent rewards that you can earn via, following your favorite content creators, such as myself, wink wink nudge nudge. There are also some new camouflages coming to the game, some for you guys, and some for us community contributors. But the best part about all of this for you guys is that there will be more giveaways coming to the channel alongside the release of the revamped program. So stay tuned, my friends, for some free shit. Because, who doesn't love some free shit? Now, I'm sure that plenty of you will also have a collection of ARP ships lying around that, let's be honest, don't get played a whole lot. I'm one of those people for sure. I've got these ARP ships sitting in my port that I played maybe once or twice when I unlocked them, but really, didn't have much, enjoyment in playing a glowing green, yellow, purple, whatever the color may have you anime ship. Now, I have a collection of them that I've been itching to sell for a few extra bucks here and there, and never really had the ability to until now. The ARP ships now are available to sell for a decent amount of credits. Decent amount considering that they were free at least. So if you need that little extra bump in the credits department for that one tier 10 ship that you've been chasing, you now have your answer. Now, on top of all this, a couple of ships will also be receiving some updates and balance passes to allow for them to better accomplish their roles. In update 0.7.4, Shimakaze, the tier 10 Japanese destroyer, will be getting a concealment buff, which will see her sporting a surface detectability of 7.11 km by default, or 5.59 km with applicable modifiers applied, which will pretty much allow for her to spot most other ships while remaining undetected completely. She will essentially be fulfilling a recon and surprise attack role that best suits her stupid torpedo armament. Update 0.7.4 will also see German cruisers Hipper and Prinz Eugen improved that will see them better perform at the respective tier level. For the Admiral Hipper, she will now feature an improved rudder shift time on the B and C hulls, reducing down to 9.2 seconds as opposed to 10.7 seconds of greater maneuverability. Her main battery loading time was also reduced to 11.5 seconds from 13 seconds for increased damage potential. Prinz Eugen also saw the addition of the repair party to add a little bit more survivability to the rather frail ship. On top of all that, just to make things even more better, optimizations were made to the spotting system, the effects that are made in-game, and the ranked battles were also reintroduced for a new season. So for all those who are keen for some more competitive gameplay, jump on in and get your fix. And folks, on that note, that kind of wraps up everything major that I wanted to bring up here in this video regarding update 0.7.4. As I said before, guys, it's a big update, so there is a link in the description down below to the patch notes, as well as a link to a competition I'm running right now, guys, as a giveaway for the game. So jump in there to get some free sci-fi space camos. Those camos, I'm pretty sure, are no longer available in the game client. So, as a result, if you want to get access to these camos, this is now the only way to do it. Sign up to this giveaway, guys, and be sure to jump on in there and yeah, score yourself some free shit, as we all like to hear. If you guys found yourself enjoying the video, backhand the like button, and if you are new to the channel in the same time, backhand that subscribe button, guys, to keep up to date with the content in which I'm releasing here on my channel. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and jump in my Discord, guys, to keep up to date with all things I'm doing here on my little corner of the internet. All the support is, as per always, greatly appreciated, guys, and follow me on all of my social media accounts will be the best way to keep up to date with any future giveaways that I'll have for the game. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Have a good one.